Hi, welcome to my channel, Lighting Your Sunshine, where we like to shine a light within and empower ourselves. So today we are going to use the Character Oracle. We're going to use the Manga Tarot and Midnight Magic Tarot deck of mushrooms. So let's shake it up. Let's start this one first and just see what Spirit wants to share. So 3 of those, 2 of those, and 5 of those? Okay, hold up. 2? Yep, 2. They landed funny. That's okay. So, no, I gotta shuffle these first. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, that one, 5. Okay, so to start off, we'll do the character ones. So the very first one to come out was Blacksmith, and it said forge, melting, shaping, and tempering. Beside that came the educator with imparter, mentor, guide, and teacher. And then on top of that is the influencer. Trendsetter, content creator, follower, online influence. So what am I getting from that? Well, okay. Honestly, most of them I get is actually coming from the mushroom ones. I haven't looked at the mango ones at all. But this is someone who has been influenced, right? I feel like someone's working hard. Someone's been teaching. I thought something was on the card, but it's literally just the corner of the card. But it seems like someone has been trying really hard to be a mentor. They want people to follow them. But we have the Devil card here. And the Devil card is the lobster mushroom. And it was sideways. So it's almost like him and her like teetering. But then over here we have the 10 of Cups, and it was in reverse. But that one is the portobello mushroom. And what stands out with these two is there's the 2 here, and there's like a spider web in between them. And then here in the upright, there's the 10, I don't even know what those are, spores maybe? And it seems like the light is kind of coming from them, but it's in reverse. It's like being captured. There's something to do with this spider web. And then influencer, as this one said, online influence. And foraging, melting, shaping, tempering. So no stories quite coming through yet, but actually I'm being told to look at the bottom of the deck, and I don't know what it is. Reader, seeker of knowledge, knowledge pursuer, explorer of information. So what I'm getting is like that there's just been something that has been shared that might not be the best for you. And Spirit's saying like it is, because with the Devil card in reverse, like for some it is a good thing, but for others it's not. And you have to use discernment, whatever it comes to everything in your practice. Because, oh man, there's someone coming to my mind, and he's such a compulsive liar. And he loves to be that educator teacher, but I'll be like, oh, how did you come to that? Like, how did you come to that decision? And he'll be like, oh, I just made it up because I just needed to say something. And I'd be like, oh, and that person is so confident in what they say, but they know that they're lying. I don't know. That's someone who kind of popped up in my head. And you know what? Even on my content, everyone's on a different journey, different story. You can watch the story, but not every single thing is going to apply to you. But some of it might. So it's so important for you to use critical thinking and And there's so many people out there who love to push their views on you. So you be a free thinker. You do you, and you know what resonates with you. So let's actually go into this. So this is the current situation. We have 6 of Pentacles, and it's in reverse. So first thing I see is this lady, and she's kind of like helping the sick, the poor, the needy, but it's in reverse. And that's why I feel like whatever this person who wants to be an influencer, who wants to show that they're the smartest person, that you should follow them, they're tempering with something, right? They take advantage of the misfortune of others. There's others who really, like I said, you need to use discernment, but sometimes people are in situations where they're not critically thinking of those things. They're thinking of survival or things that are like imminent right in front of them. So these people here, they all look like they're sick, and she's helping them. And so that's what they're focused on. I'm focused on my health. I'm focused on how can I be better. I'm not over here thinking about, and you know what kind of pops up is like, I'm not thinking about finances and investing and those kind of things. I said investing in finances because we have Pentacles here. And, right? Especially when it comes to your health, like if you don't have insurance and those kind of things, that could weigh a lot on you. That could be heavy on the heart. And so there could be like a lot of advice that you kind of hear. And even more interesting, there's someone I follow on Instagram, and I'm going to mess up the name. I think it was like the Black Forager or something like that, but she's so freaking awesome. And she's so educated and she's so smart. And so there's this ebook that just tripped her up. She's reading it, and this book came out about the time of COVID. And they wanted to have holistic at-home things that you could do to fight the disease. And so there's so much misinformation in it that hasn't been properly educated, and they're pumping out this book to everyone. And to some, they think, I don't know of this one, but there's a lot of books out right now that AI just wrote it, and they put their name on it, and they sell it on Amazon or something. So it's like, be critical when you have a piece of literature and what you're learning, especially with mushrooms. I'm seeing that as like medicine, health, things that you put into your body. We really need to use discernment, but it's hard to use that discernment when we're not thinking clearly. So what are you doing that you're asked not to do? We have, this also was in reverse. A lot of reverses are in here. So it seems like that there's just something being pushed on you that Spirit is saying, this doesn't work for you. And before I go and look at that, I used to go to this lady, and it was really cool. I can't remember what the technique is called, but you kind of, it's like she talks to your body. There's like muscle memory or something like that, and she'd like push on it, and your body would respond to what you want. No, you'd hold your hand, and she would just like, blah, 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 what about this, and then if it was something, like your body would react to it first. So at the time, I was, I was like in my super health phase, and I was doing so much like supplements and things like that. I brought all my supplements, and in my body, like, talked to it. My body didn't even want half of those, but it just, I don't know. For most, it would have been great. What was one of them? Spirulina. My body did not like that, did not want it. It did not react well to it. So I stopped taking that. And that's what I'm kind of seeing here, is that there's others who will pretend that they've worked so hard, that they've gone through the fires, they've gone through everything, right? And when I see this forge melting, shaping, and tempering, well, I was this way, and I healed myself, and now this worked for me. This is what you have to do. And again, I'm going to say my channel. Not all my techniques are meant for you. You know what your journey is and those things, and you need to think for yourself. So what are you doing that you're asked not to do? it was in reverse. So it's 6 of Cups. And so that's like, I'm seeing that as don't be so naive and childish, right? In the upright, it would have been like nostalgia, childhood memories. But in reverse, I'm seeing that as being a little bit foolish, a little bit childish, not thinking for yourself, right? Here you are, you should be over 18 if you're on this channel, but over 18 and now you're an adult. So to kind of not think for yourself, not use critical thinking, go do your own research and use the right sources of research. Like I said, there's this person who pops into my head and they know that they're lying, and they'll write it so confidently that what they say is in fact facts, and that's just a matter of personal opinion. And maybe it did work for them, but what is your body saying? So the card that it asks you to do, what is the energy? Don't be childish. What is energy to embrace? And it's the Death card. I really feel like that there's something, is this pertaining to health? Health seems to be coming up. Most of this might be just getting really bad advice when it comes to health, but it could be, again, I saw that finances, I saw something, whatever it is to you, let it unfold. But there's something that you don't have to do. It almost seems like the more and more you do it, the more and more you try to keep up with the Joneses type energy, the weaker it is, because that's person's journey path. It worked for them, but you also don't know what they did behind the scenes and if it's even true. And when it goes to that one herbal book, there was some things in it that was so wrong. The only reason why I saw it is because my friend commented on it and it like popped up on my thing, and then I like went and read it and I was like, she's so funny. She's like, no, I don't want to force my problems on you, but here I am. I'm going to do it because it was such misinformation. And a lot of my friends, they know like herbs and natural remedies and stuff. Like I'll call up my friend and be like, you know what, I'm not feeling well. Like, what can I do with this? And really, without having a whole scope of everything, to actually just say one thing is so superficial, kind of. Like maybe it could help that symptom in the moment, but what is the cause? And go deeper and go back. A lot of my friends do like Chinese medicine, and they do like everything as a whole, right? This affects this, affects this, affects this, affects this. And so, yeah. There's something that this reading is saying. You're being influenced by someone who shouldn't be that influential. There's this light. I almost see that I don't know, I keep seeing supplements. Supplements seem to be the main thing, or something that you're eating, or maybe it's like, they show me like going gluten-free or something. Like it's a trend. There seems to be like a trend or something. Oh man. And you know what I see a lot of is there's a lot of these like super health people, and they have such strict I want to say strict restrictions, but it actually affects their health. And you're seeing more and more lately that there's these people who have these crazy, I don't know, there's one girl I see and she eats like, she brags about how much she eats, but if you actually took the calorie consumption and everything that she does, it's actually like extremely malnutritioned. And people that are in like their 30s seem to be passing away. And if they're so healthy, like, I don't know, the heart couldn't handle it. And do you really want to follow in the footsteps of someone like that? Yes, I think eating your vegetables and stocking up on all those things, but yeah. Listen to your body. The more and more that you're in tune with your body, at least, let's say you aren't aware, by going and stopping and listening, at least you can ask the questions. like, oh, weird, what is that? And then you can actually find the right person to help you with it. And with that, use discernment, because you might come across something and yeah. This is the outlying energy, things that are kind of going in it, and it also was in reverse. There seems to be a lot of reversals, but in the end there is an upright card. But this is the Ace of Pentacles. It's not a good opportunity. It's not something that you should be investing in. I don't know, whatever it is, it's not good. It harms more than it helps. And then the final outcome card was, this is the only one that came in the upright, was the Eight of Cups, which is walking away from a situation. So I would like to actually go and tap in on these mushroom cards and maybe read from the book a bit, because I don't know much about a lobster mushroom. Being the devil card, I'm assuming it's probably not something you want to eat, but I'm going the wrong direction. Why can't I find it? Weird. Anyways, I feel like that's a little bit of the sign too. I take everything as a sign. And in it, it's like, don't go for just the quick, easy answer. Maybe take time and actually assess things a little bit more. Patience. I think patience is such a virtue that, especially in I don't know, I keep seeing like scrolling like shorts and like a quick recommendation comes and it's like forcing it to fit when it's not meant to fit. So I found it. So what is the lobster mushroom? The lobster mushroom is the result of a parasitic fungus that takes over the fruiting bodies of certain nearby mushrooms. This devilish act changes the shape and taste of ordinary, bland, white mushrooms into textured orange delicacies. Likewise, the devil card warns us that looks can be deceiving and not everything is as it seems. And so, what's that saying? Hey, Koopy-Doo. How are ya? You gonna come up? Okay. So, what it's saying is you kind of look at it in the back. So it goes and just takes like a regular white mushroom and goes in and actually changes and manipulates it. And so I almost see that as it said it was parasitic. So taking something healthy and depleting its energy and sources from it. And then it kind of looks like chicken of the woods or something like that. So you might think that you're eating something beneficial that you can eat, that is edible, but in reality, it's a no-go situation. So in reverse, it says, perhaps you're in denial of the toxicity prevalent in your life. This card, when reversed, urges you to release yourself from feelings of guilt and fear. It may seem impossible, but the power to do it lies inside you. Recognize any relentless, invasive thoughts as just that, invasive and not a reflection of your true self. And I'm being drawn to this card again. So when it comes to your health, right, we take advantage of our health. We're not grateful in gratitude when we're healthy because we forget, right? We're just so used to it. But when we start to not feel well, that seems to be the only thing that we can think of. And that's what I'm seeing, is that like intrusive thought, like I'm never going to get better, and trying to force things, but it's not meant to be forced. And then for the portobello mushroom, we're going to go over to cups. Hey, Scamper Toes, what are you doing? You click-clacking? Do you want out? Da, da, da. Okay, so usually we can eat portobello mushrooms, But this one came in the reverse, because I feel like that's what happened, is this devil one, this lobster mushroom kind of came, took over it. And what is on this? Yeah, it's that parasitic. Remember how I said there's like all these things hanging out on the outside? Now I'm being drawn to this one. It's almost like this light goes and sees it, and it like attaches to it. And then it was something healthy, and then it kind of went into reverse. And it's no longer this, it's now become this. And they're kind of telling me something about chemical reactions or something like that. So if you're taking things and you don't really know how things interact with your body, it's best to get someone who's actually got the real education, and listen to people and question them. How much do they really know? And it's not to go out there and, right, and what am I seeing? I'm seeing for some people it did work for them, but it doesn't work for you, because you are you and they are they. So 10 of Cups. Portobellos are popular mushrooms for eating thanks to their hearty flavor and ample size. The brown and white button, cremini, juvenile forms of portobellos are also popular in the kitchen, reflecting this card's theme of familial bonds. And so, yeah, it's totally that. And this one, it said it goes to like the white mushrooms, which is the cremini, and inserts that parasite and then takes over and changes it into this one. And this one, when it grows, a form of it is this version, or whatever that said. But because that parasite kind of got in, it got taken, it didn't get to go into the full hearty growth of what you want to cook with. So reversed means misaligned values, relationship struggles, and disharmony. Moral or financial upsets are disrupting your family life. Tension may seep in and break apart what you thought was a firm foundation. Regroup as a family to prevail. And so in that one, it brought in the money again. So, you know what I almost see? Like this influencer, I see a couple people. I see a couple influencers coming in. The first one was like that hyper toxic masculinity, like you gotta grind and then do what I do and you'll be rich and famous and you'll have cars, and I heard bitches, but I didn't really want to say it, but it came. And that's not for you. That's not your life path, because this, as this one said, it's like values misaligned. Like what you care about is your family and your goals and your everything. But then I'm also like, right, and they're like, and if you invest your money in this and you do this, then you'll be successful like me, right? There's so many crypto scams out there, and there's that pentacle. I don't know, it just seems like you know what's best for you, and it's time to go in and do that. But when you're in these kind of like times where maybe you are broke, maybe you are scared about your home falling apart, maybe your health is wavering, you have all these things, the best person, right, most of that said there's a need to go within, check the alignment within you. I forget which one it talked about, but it was that lobster one where it's just an intrusive thought, because this too will pass. You've also had things in the past that have kind of affected you, and you're still here. You made it through it. So let that intrusive thought go, and learn to actually feel how you feel. And what do I see? I see spirit working with you to bring you the right resources. Because when we're in this fear energy, a desperation energy, that's when we get the worst advice. That's when we try to force things to change. And maybe if we had just sat there a little bit longer, the perfect job opportunity would have came, or the moment. Because in this one, there is a need to walk away and let things, come on, nails, I miss a little bit of nails. let things go, let things die with this death card. Don't be foolish, don't be childish, and you take all, and what I almost see is like, especially like, what am I seeing? Like, I'm seeing that Hawktua girl and that crypto coin, and there's people who just lost millions on it, and like, why would you trust someone like that? Like, I'm pretty sure it was just someone off the street who said a sexual remark, it was funny, and now people are like, would you really take financial advice from someone like that? I don't know. To put millions into it, that just seems silly. But people did. And if you did, I'm sorry. I'm not making fun of you. I'm more curious to know what your internal dialogue would have been as to why you thought that was a good idea. Because, yeah. Let's just leave that with that. But yeah. Oh, don't be childish. And the childishness was, I almost see like something like that happening. And then so because you didn't do any thinking for yourself, right? You didn't listen. You didn't actually go and do the hard work and work yourself out of it. You just went and listened to like someone who just said, I'm an influencer. And with most influencers, like, how do they get most of the things that they get? It's all like opportunity, and most of it was free for them, things like that. So for you to be like, well, it's not fair, like, it's their fault. It's not their fault. It would have been your fault for not thinking for yourself. And so I want to go back to this health energy, this not ideal energy. You're doing better than you know. I'm being drawn to this card. You are the ideal thing right now. You might be the little mushroom. I want to read that one again where it talked about the portobello, because I'm like, did that say it's going to grow up into it? Because I didn't know that. Then I must have learned something new today. And that's what I think about this adventure and this journey, is like, keep being curious. You go do your own research, do your own things, and learn. Portobellos are popular mushrooms for eating thanks to their hearty flavor and ample size. The brown and white button, cremini, juvenile forms of portobellos. I didn't know that was the juvenile form. So you are a little bit in this story in the juvenile form. And there's this need to really want to, like, just for things to go real quick from this to that. But there is a need to do the tempering. And what do I see? I see lots of heart. I see sweat. I see like pouring, right? He's working so hard in the heat. You got to be able to take the heat. And now I'm hearing Nicki Minaj's song, I'm the Best. Hope you can take the heat like LeBron. And then, yeah, maybe I'll put that one in here. And what about it? It's like you have to do that tempering, right? Hot, cold. And that's what strengthens it, right? You learn something, you go into life and you practice it and you learn from it. And maybe you fail and maybe you grow a little. And then you go out and you do this tempering process until you get to this portobello mushroom, happy rainbow era. But what do they say? Right now, you're in the juvenile phase of whatever it is, right? You seem to feel like you're a little bit less fortunate and that there's someone who's just going to come and save you. But it's you that's going to save you. And I don't know, that's all with this message and all. But let's say it is about money, and let's say you are about to lose all these things, and it's about family, and it affects so many people. I could see how someone would think that way. So they just say, you know, when it's too good to be true. Because when this one kind of comes, what am I seeing? I'm almost seeing, like, you know, like those anglerfish or whatever that have like that little glowy thing, and you're kind of attracted to the glowing part. And then all of a sudden, like, there's this big fish that's gonna like eat you. It was hiding in the depths, and it's like You need to fine tune your biometric whatever, and you feel it, you know it. There's a little bit something about this person that you're like, I don't want to be like them. I don't really like them. And if I lived that life like them, would I be happy? I don't think so, because that's not the goals that I have for myself. So walk away from this influence. You go within, let go of the intrusive thoughts. That's it. You will get through this. And now I want to pull some cards because I feel like the reading's done, but I saw when I looked up and it was done, I saw 30-30. I feel like mind, body, spirit, everything's balanced. You got that Trinity. And how can, by walking away from this, because this makes you less than, this walking away makes you step into your power. That's where the opportunities start coming, they say. Do I need to pull more? We could pull some of these, they say. What was it on the bottom? Oh yeah, reader. It's time for you to go out and get the education and learn and do the hard work. It's not going to come easy. Weird. Huh? So I just split the deck open and I thought maybe I must have like shuffled and put things the wrong way. But this detective was wrong way in this deck. And when I split it open, I went exactly there. So what did we get? Okay, so these are the cards that are coming out. Okay, on the bottom of this, we have waiter. When I see waiter, maybe you will have to work a nighttime job and do something. Like maybe you already have a job and then you have to pick up like a side job and to help make ends meet or something. But mostly I saw waiter as just wait. Like walk away, but just wait. Because coming out was reader. And when I opened it up, this was in the deck, but it was wrong. It was like in the wrong way. And it was just so weird to actually open it at that spot. So investigator of truth, sleuth, clues, pursuer, truth unveiled. There's something that you need to re-examine more. And then the next one to come out was the coach. Again, I'm being brought to that foraging book where most of the comments said it. I can't be positive, but this book came out at COVID time to give you these herbal remedies, and to be honest, they didn't know what they were talking about. And I was listening to all these like practitioners speak in the comments, and they were like, this is actually extremely destructive. Like, we really want this book off the market, because if somebody reads this, they're going to do a disservice to themselves. And so this coach is train, nurture, develop a plan, encourage, and support. And I see that coach going over here with the educator. Yeah, he's totally pointing at him. He's like, and so for you to go into your power, it's time for you to do the research. There are people that you will be drawn to on your journey that have the right advice for you, the right whatever. But it's mostly spirit that will guide you to the right place at the right time, to the right opportunity. It's time for you to empower yourself with knowledge and experience so that you can really gain that wisdom. Because I don't know, I feel like whoever this person that's trying to teach and be the influencer, they didn't put in the hard work. Especially if it's like, again, some people just go to AI and they get them to write books and then they publish that as their own. And I don't know. There's lots of gray area in that. But investigator of truth. Truth is subjective. What's your truth is different than my truth. And yeah. And to wrap this up, I'm going to say, even on my channel, everything that I'd say, and I'm not telling you to go do something. If this message doesn't resonate with you, don't listen to it. I guess at the end of the day, I want you to be in control of yourself, right? Everyone and everything, you kind of know. There's this little bit of childish energy, inexperience, that's it. And if anyone wants to keep you dependent and underneath them and keep you in that childish energy and doesn't really want to see you like grow and thrive in your own way, right? We don't want cookie cutters. We want you to be your authentic, unique self. And so everyone's journey is unique. And you go out, you learn something, and then you go and share that with others. And maybe that would be the perfect thing to say at the perfect moment for someone else. And maybe they'd be like, especially if you're worried about a job or something, maybe you do need extra education. Maybe you do need something. But I can't really give an answer as to what this is because there's so many things coming in this. There's health, there's finances, it's basically root chakra everything, which is, do you feel safe enough to even, once you leave your door, to not even have to worry about those things that stress you out? Basic necessities. And for a lot of us, that is a problem. And how can you fine-tune your root chakra to work for you, for your progress? Seeker of knowledge, knowledge pursuer, explorer of information. When you read something, think about what source you're getting it from, and is it the best for you? Discernment is so important, and it's really hard to use discernment if you're not thinking for yourself and you're always doing what other people tell you to do. Anything else, Spirit? There's no get rich quick, pump up your health super quick. Again, as my friends kind of teach, like you heal everything, the whole body. It's everything as a whole. So don't focus on the one thing, focus on the everything. And that's where you'll have that balance and that happy family. Because this one said, I want to read this in the upright. Woo. You know what? What am I feeling? I feel release. Someone in the past already kind of trusted someone that they shouldn't have trusted. And I'm feeling the fear, and I'm feeling, but that's okay. If you did fall prey, because that's what this is. This is a parasite. If you did fall prey to something and got scammed or something like that, there are corrective measures as long as you learn from your lesson, right? You become empowered in yourself and you learn critical thinking for yourself. So in the upright, comfort, stable, familial bonds, a new home. Divine emotional fulfillment is yours. Strong, stable bonds and a sound home base are like a safe harbor on a stormy coastline. Stressful feelings and frustrations are abating. It's going to be okay. It is going to be okay. And you're going to be so smart because of all of these things. And the only reason why Spirit gave you these things to work through is to level you up. They said, we see here that you're kind of in this very youthful energy, but we need you to work on this tempering moment and be the own influencer of your life so that you can go out and teach what you learned. It's time to walk away from those who try to push things on you and say that they know better than you. And here's the thing, they're going to be so convincing. That's the tricky part. right? I'm seeing that AI book, and it's like they'll write it as so matter of fact, and the punctuation and everything will be so good, and the right words will be in the tone and everything. It'll be very convincing. But I see that like muscle thing. Your body knows what it wants and what it doesn't need. And so fine tune that root chakra. You become that light, that beacon, and that light, that beacon. Pew! That's what I see there. And you do a little bit of your own investigating and do a little bit of reading, because I think, let's say you read one resource and then you go to another one and they don't match. Well, now you've got an adventure to go down. So with that, we'll leave it there. Have a good day, and we'll see you next time. Bye, guys.